new coordinator and then Frazier's the starting guys. What's the challenge like getting ready for that?
They're talented. You know, you got Lutcher Kirchen, who's a really talented guy. We had a big week last week, and then you take that with McCaleb, who's another guy who had a big day yesterday. I think he had almost 100 yards rushing, and then the new back Mason. And so they've got weapons along the board, especially Emory Blake, guys who show up in big games, and they showed up last week. So we've got a big challenge of going out and having a really good plan for those guys, because they got 4 legitimate SEC playmakers.
Coach, you may have talked about this already, but Jackson State found some holes in the middle of the defense with the passing game. They dropped some passes wide open. Looking back on film, what did you see there?
They should have caught the ball. I mean, that's it. I mean, you look at it, and
from your defense, though, what did you see?
From a standpoint, you know, that we were able to mix up coverages and show different looks, and that's half the battle. You know, you can't always play anything all the time because you become really easy to call plays against. I thought their quarterback did a great job of executing. I think we obviously had to do a better job of really maintaining, taking stress off some of those verticals, and that'll be a big job for us this weekend.
Dan said y'all recruited Keel Frazier, and just kind of wondering what your assessment of him is as a quarterback. I know he's only played one game, but.
Well, I like him. I think he's a big-time athlete. He's got a strong arm. He's a guy who's very dual. He's truly a dual threat. You can run him in the quarterback run game, which they did quite a bit a year ago with him, getting him in the game and having a package for him. And this year you can see that he really feels better of throwing the underneath routes, and he's got a really good touch on the deep ball. So, you know, he's really maturing into a really good football player.
You mentioned Emory Blake, big-time receiver. I think back in the summer he said Banks was the best cornerback in the SEC. Somebody asked him about it in the days. Is that the matchup? You try and use all your guys to cover him? Do you maybe say Banks, you're our guy, and we're putting you on him?
We're gonna be multiple. We're gonna move guys around and give them different looks. And like I said, guys, anytime you do anything all the time, you really become very easy to call plays against. And so we've got to really do a great job of being complementary with our coverages as well as with our blitzes and our rushes. So hopefully, and that's what we're in the process of doing right now, is building a good plan for them.
You got some young defensive linemen in the game this past week. What did you think of their performance so far?
I thought they were like a blind dog in a meat house. they were all over the place at times, and so you know, they were fun, they were competitive, and they played hard. That was the biggest thing. Is I wanted to see them compete and play hard, and they did that.
In terms of your pass rush, though, Chris, I think Auburn's got a true freshman at right tackle, a backup right tackle that's a true freshman, a redshirt freshman at left tackle. You really got to look at your end rushers and think, this is your week, gentlemen. I mean, that's fresh meat.
You know, someone's bad. I feel that way every week.
Okay.
And so, you know, our goal is simple. You know, and that's to harass the quarterback, A, by either sacking him, B, by knocking him down and creating pressure. And one of the biggest things that I think that goes, you know, left behind sometimes is guys hurrying up passes, throwing balls before routes are open. So we've got to be able to do all 3 of those, actually 4 of those things, to really have a complete game.